What is going on, everybody? I am getting ready to record episode 1 of season 2 for History Goon. And as promised, I told you guys I was reworking my backdrop. It's going to look different in the video, um, because it's not on my phone, and the lighting's better, and my camera's better for my computer too. But I'm going to kind of walk you guys through some new shit you're going to see in the back. Starting off here, I have purchased a couple of different flags. But this is the Stark flag. This is the Green Mountain Boys flag from the Revolutionary War. Probably going to talk about this guy in a future episode. Now, more importantly, I have a sword. This is a replica cavalry saber from like the 1840s, 1850s, something like that. That would have been used by guys that fought in like the Texas Revolution, that neck of the woods. I saw it and I was like, I don't have a sword, so I need a sword. I also have one of my favorite possessions. This right here is an actual Russian Mosin Nagant. Unlike my other Mosin Nagant that I have, which is a Romanian, whatever, like Eastern Bloc. They pulled it out of a hill somewhere and reassembled it when it got here. Very similar, though. It was because that's how you have to transfer firearms into the country, is they have to be disassembled and then reassembled. So it was reassembled actually right here in the state of Vermont at Century Arms, but it is all matching Russian parts. So kind of rare. Pretty cool, kind of rare. But directly above that is something that I've been trying for a very long time to get. This is my grandfather's flag from when he passed away after World War II. He didn't die in the war. I think he died in like 1970. It was like the late 60s, early 70s. I never met him, unfortunately. My brother built this shadow box years and years ago. And I'm very happy to have this. I also have, which I still have to work through and put onto these neat little ribbon bars. I have all of his commendation ribbons. And shoulder pins, which have a little tank on them because he was in a mechanized unit. He was Army attached to the Marine Corps. And he landed on a few pretty nasty spots during World War II. And the yellow, red, white, and blue, these are, I believe the correct name for them is Asiatic Pacific campaign ribbon, something like that. Right, so he has one of those. He also has one of these, which is the Asiatic Pacific campaign ribbon, but with the oak leaf cluster and the star, means that he was in direct combat. He was from what I gather, because I can't technically get his military records because I'm not next of kin. I have to get my uncle or one of my, either my uncle or my mom or one of my aunts to do it for me because they are legally next of kin, so they can get all the information. But from what I have gathered, he was a Higgins boat driver, meaning that he was transporting Marines from ships off to the islands. I know for a fact that he landed on Guam, which I guess was not great. And he also landed in a couple of other spots, which I don't remember exactly where they were. And without having access to his actual records, I don't really know much more than that. I do know that he did not like the Marines because he said that they were getting all the credit, even though there was a bunch of Army dudes there dropping them off and getting nothing for it. So But yeah, I just wanted to show off the new backdrop. I do have another flag. I've got a couple more flags that I ordered. Um, I've got another one that should be here tomorrow, which is a Battle of Bennington flag, which is super cool. It's very similar to like a regular American flag, but it's got more like the Betsy Ross style with the circle of stars instead of the star field. And it has 76 in it, which is when the Battle of Bennington was fought, which it was technically in Massachusetts, but it's ours now, so Massachusetts can suck it. It's ours. It's our battle. And another one I've been trying to find, I don't know if there was a specific flag for it or not, was Battle of Bennington. Battle of Hubbardton. Because if you were to go directly over the mountains from where I am, that would drop you into the town of Hubbardton, where there was a pretty gnarly fight during the Civil War. Revolutionary War, sorry. We have a lot of really cool stuff like that. I just recently posted on the Facebook page that they were doing an archaeological dig at Fort Independence, which is in kind of on the border of the town that I live in and the next town north of me. But there was just like a monument there. There's always been a monument there because, like, yeah, it was here. And then they finally started digging into it, and they are finding some really, really interesting stuff there. So we do have some pretty interesting Revolutionary War history up here in Vermont. But other than that, we don't have any like cool stuff. At that one time in the Civil War that some Confederates came up here and then down here because they went up to Canada, then came down through and robbed a bank in St. Albans and got away with a bunch of money. But the townsfolk chased them off because we've always been a Second Amendment state, believe it or not. But yeah, I wanted to just kind of show that off and let you guys know that new episodes should be coming soon. I want to get at least, Jesus, I'm all over the place. I want to have at least 3 ready for you guys before I start releasing them. I have them all done. It's now just finding the time to record and edit them and get them out. Work has been insane lately. And with the holidays, it should start slowing down a little bit. I'm in one of the strange professions where it actually gets slower during the holidays because people aren't there. They're out visiting family. But also, unfortunately, it does tend to pick up right after the first of the year because after everybody realized that Nana doesn't remember anybody at Thanksgiving, they start like, hey, we should go up there and talk to these people. But I will have 3 episodes ready and ready to rock. I'm aiming for I'm really shooting for the end of the month, beginning of December to start releasing stuff. But I do have like the first 8 to 10 planned. I have the first 3 ready to go, just need to record and edit, and they will be out. I'm not going to drop them like in a cluster where it's like, oh, hey, here's 3 episodes to start. I'm going to do them one at a time because it's just, I think it's better for retention that way. I mean, you guys on Patreon, you know that I could just drop all 3 to you immediately and be like, hey, a little treat. Speaking of Patreon, I have plans for something kind of interesting that I'm still working out the details for, that I really want to try, that I think would be fun. Hell with it. So what I want to do is like once a month, once I get my feet underneath me and I figured out exactly how I want to do everything, once a month I want to do like a cooking thing where I find like a historical recipe from some random period of time. And I want to cook and do like walk through the recipe and like maybe a little bit of history as to what what the food is or where it's coming from, stuff like that. I've already got my brother on board that wants to come in and eat because we both like to eat. And surprisingly, we can both cook, which is, I mean, if you see me standing up, you would understand that I do like to eat and I can cook. But I think that would be a lot of fun and obviously put my spin on it because, yeah, there's a lot of people that do that already, but they're not me. So, and you guys will probably hear me swear and sputter as I burn myself on everything that I can. But I'm rambling, so I'm going to stop. and then I'm going to start talking again when I record the actual episode. We're starting season 1 off with a bang, a bunch of bangs, actually. Episode 2 may ruffle some feathers, but it's historical, and it's something that we're going to talk about. Kind of maybe a little bit of a hot button issue to current events still, considering the people involved with it. But we'll get there when we get there. And until then, I love you guys. Bye.